is the ultimate travel guide from the people who know it best. Weekends with Yankee.
Newport, Rhode Island, a beautiful city nestled into the coast of southern New England. It is known in part for the incredible mansions that are dotted along the ocean, one of which I'm visiting today. We're getting a behind-the-scenes tour of the Elms from one of its longtime caretakers, Harold Matthews.
Can I take a closer look at it?
Absolutely, Richard. Let's just step over and we'll...
But first, we get a little of the background from Trudy Cox, CEO of the Preservation Society of Newport.
These houses were used primarily as summer cottages for the Gilded Age here in Newport, Rhode Island.
I'm on Bellevue Avenue in Newport, Rhode Island, and Newport, Rhode Island is one of those preeminent vacation places, probably best known for its mansions, or as the locals like to call them, cottages. And a great example of one of those cottages is the Elms, and that's exactly where I'm going.
The Elms was built in 1901, and as you can see, it is an extraordinary mansion. You can imagine what life was like at the turn of the century for the Gilded Age here in Newport, Rhode Island. This house was built in 1901 by Edward Berwind. Edward Berwind is a really fascinating character. He made his money through coal mining and became one of the largest suppliers of coal in the country.
I mean, if there was ever a room that depicted power, it's this Venetian room. Everything, you have a Roman general and just these huge oil on canvas paintings.
Mr. Berwind himself really was driven not only on the professional side, but also on the social side. His wife and his sister were here. A typical weekend for the Berwinds would be centered around a lot of entertaining. I'm sure that they had house guests for many, many of their weekends. Dinners, cocktail parties, going to other people's houses for dances. People went to the beach, played tennis, drove their coaches up and down Bellevue Avenue. It would be a round of real socializing from early morning Saturday all the way through late afternoon on Sunday. The Berwind family itself was very small, but there were 40 people who helped as servants, people who worked in the gardens or people who lived and worked in the house itself.
You must be Richard.
You must be Harold.
I am. Nice to meet you.
Harold, I've been here a little while wandering around. This place is awesome.
Why don't we take a step in? Well,
Yeah.
come in a bit closer.
I feel like I should take my shoes off.
No, you're good. This is the ballroom. This is where they had all the great grand parties. That's Lady Deasy's, that painting there, that lovely painting.
How do you maintain this?
The crystal has to be all hand cleaned, wiped down and dried. The dusting never ends. The dusting never takes a day off. Okay, come this way, Richard. All right, we're gonna head down to the sub-basement through the service stairs here. Service stairwell.
Somehow I feel more in place in the servants' quarters.
Beautiful subway tile.
Yeah.
Here we are in the kitchen area. They would have been stoking this stove with coal or wood and cooking a meal for 400.
Can I take a closer look in there?
Absolutely, Richard. Let's just step over and we'll ease over here. Copper pots. The wood or coal would come down here and be all stoked up from underneath. There's a French pastry chef's room back here. This was his room where he made the pastry. This is the original table. This was the butler's room where he did a lot of the planning. He would have his own office. That was the butler's room. So here, we'll take a look at the main electrical panel over here that we have on display.
So when did they start using electricity in this house?
As soon as it opened up in 1901, this house was one of the first homes in America that was fully electrified. This is the main circuit board for the entire house. And it was,
oh my gosh, these circuits are a lot different.
Yeah, this was live till the 90s. You used to have to pull the fuses, check the fuses.
So how did these fuses work?
Each section was a different floor, you can see, and they're all labeled. All right, this way to the sub-basement.
This place is immense once you start getting underneath it.
Yeah. Now we're coming in. This would be the coal room, Richard, where they stockpile the coal. And you can see the tracks here.
I don't know too many houses today with railroad tracks in their basement.
They wanted it to be brought in underground so they could not see it coming into the property.
How long does this tunnel or track
I'd say
run?
maybe 100 yards or so.
And guys would push those?
Push these carts, yeah. Brought right into the furnace room, piled up there, shoveled out.
Maintaining a house like this is a lot more complicated than I may have imagined.
Absolutely. It takes a lot and
Takes a village.
takes a village, absolutely.
There's another set of stairs.
Yes, one more set. This is the
Thank
last
you.
set, I promise.
I imagine that the people who worked here would have been very fit.
Absolutely. All right. Actually, 99 stairs.
You've counted.
I've counted.
So is this where everyone slept?
Yeah, everyone slept. 16 bedrooms, 3 baths. Women were on one side, men were on the other side.
Divided only by what? Morality?
Yes.
And would they have shared rooms?
Yes, they would have shared room. Two to a room, I believe, yeah.
With great photos on the
Yeah,
wall.
of the staff, the housekeepers, security guards, Ernest Birch, the butler. These were the gardeners. My grandmother's best friend, Betty White, who is in this photograph here.
The actress.
No, not the actress. Betty White, the head laundress of the Elms for 30 years. This is Betty White, and this is my grandma, Rose.
Oh, that's your grandmother.
That's my grandma, yeah. She owned a store here in Newport for 58 years, and she just was right off Bellevue, and she was the heart of the neighborhood. And she had a lot of inner workings with these houses, these great houses of food and meats, and she did all that type of stuff.
I mean, you have a real connection to this place.
Yeah.
Each one of these is such a
It's like a snapshot.
of an era that's so gone by.
Exactly.
Were you ever curious to what it would be like to live here?
Yes, but I have lived here. For my first 19 years of my career, I've lived in the Elms. I lived up here in the 90s with my children. When I locked the front door and the gates were locked and, you know, we came up, it was pretty special. Great memories, absolutely. Very fortunate.
Is there any kind of terrace or rooftop area that people used?
Yes, we have an observatory that the guests get to go out and they just love it. And if you like, we could head out now.
Love it.
Let's do it. Here we are.
I feel like I'm in like Paris or something.
Yeah.
You know, these great statues and what are these, slate or
Yeah,
shale?
slate, yep. This third floor, it's hidden from the outside. You cannot see this from the outside, and that was meant to be. You didn't want the servants' quarters to be seen, so this balustrade wall hides this whole third floor level.
You spent a lot of time up here when you lived here.
Yes, absolutely. It was pretty nice. Yeah, coming out, having dinner, watching the sunset. Here's our observatory.
Okay.
And it's one of the best views of all of Newport, to see Newport Harbor.
Best view in Newport, huh?
Best view in Newport. Oh, best
This
view.
is terrific. This is terrific. I really feel like I'm Lord of the Manor.
Yeah. Yeah.
This is a special place.
Thank
So,
you.
thank you so much.
You're very welcome. It's great having you, Richard. Thanks for coming.
And if I ever hit the lottery, I'm getting something just like
You're
this.
getting something just like that?
Yeah.